Hello, sweetheart. Are you a lovely girl? So, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to be turning this woolly mammoth into a working cocker spaniel again. Yes, we are. As you see, she's very lovely. Yes, you are. Aren't you a lovely girl? Yeah, we're going to have to stop cuddling in a second. We're going to have to stop cuddling in a second. Yeah, let's crack on with the groom. Good girl. Welcome back to another video. I am James, a dog groomer, and this beautiful girl is Molly. Now, I have not started very well. I was going to speak to camera throughout this video, and my microphone wasn't switched on or it wasn't working. I can't tell which. So you might have to bear with some pretty poor sound quality. That'll probably be why no one subscribes. But anyway, that's fine. We can crack on. Let's talk about what I'm doing now. Initially, I'm going to do a health check just to make sure that she is fit and healthy, and there is nothing that means I cannot carry out this groom, because if there was, I would phone her owner to be like, get her to the vet because she needs to be vetted. But you know what? That wasn't the case today. It never really is the case. Molly was in top condition and I could carry out my hygiene trim. Now, as the name suggests, a hygiene trim is just trimming the coat away from around her little foofy and also her chocolate starfish, because we don't want to get anything tangled up in there, because that would not be pleasant for anyone, especially for Molly here. Now, because Molly had so much coat on her, I decided to carry out a rough clip. This meant just trimming that coat off before we got in the bath, because there was just so much of it, and that excess coat is just pointless cleaning it. So we trim it off with my 7F blade, which is going to be the length I do her body on anyway. Now, as I know you viewers are people who like to be educated in the world of dogs, let's delve into the history of the working Cocker Spaniel. They were originally bred as hunting dogs. These spirited canines were prized for their exceptional skill in flushing out game, particularly woodcocks, hence their name. Isn't that interesting? Now, one thing you'll notice is their big flappy ears, which take an age to dry. Oh my goodness, they take an age to dry. Hence why rough clipping to shorten the dry is pretty good. But anyway, those flappy ears do actually have a use, and they're not just called flappy. In the world of dog grooming, we would call them pendulous. Isn't that interesting? But yes, those pendulous ears, as they are running, they will flap the scent up into their noses so they could know which way they need to go. Oh my goodness, don't tell me I don't give you some interesting facts. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now so you can watch the rest of this rough clip and see what it looks like and how rough it really is. And now let's see what they call it, a rough clip. Look how rough that looks. Not rough, not rough. We say rough because yeah, it looks pretty dodgy. That's fine because we're gonna have a lovely kiss. But that's fine because we can sort that out in a minute. Into the bath we go. There is something really important I want to talk to you about, and I'll do it now whilst we're in the bath because that takes its time. Cocker spaniels aren't meant to be clipped. No, no, we're not. We don't usually clip them. In fact, I say we don't usually. Quite often, I'm clipping cocker spaniels. However, with a spaniel, we would traditionally hand strip that spaniel. That keeps a nice silky texture to that coat. But please, 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 let me tell you, and people are not going to be happy with this, because you get those spaniel owners who are like, oh no, you can only hand strip your dog, don't do anything else, blah, 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 blah. Well, actually, if you want to clip your spaniel, that is fine. Don't be guilted into thinking you can't do it. Yeah, I would say hand strip if you can. But, and this is the case, if your cocker spaniel, or any spaniel in fact, has been spayed or had the chop, you will find that their coat does not grow back the same. It will become extremely thick, it will turn them into woolly mammoth,
like Molly here. And the only way to deal with that is to clip it. That coat will not strip out. You will just be tugging on that skin and you will be hurting the dog. Therefore, trimming that spaniel with clippers is absolutely fine. And yeah, we will probably have to trim thereafter every single time, but you will still have a beautiful, happy, healthy dog. So I just really needed to say that here. I really needed to say it, make it clear that it is not a problem if you want to clip your spaniel. And I assume I'll probably get a little bit of hate for that, but you know what? YOLO!
Beautiful girl. So, that is one shampoo, and now we're going to give her another shampooing just to make sure she's fully clean. But there is a bit of muddy nastiness coming up. Isn't that right, darling? Oh, and we all like a back massage. Darling. Nice. Right now, a bit of conditioner. This will allow the coat as well as her skin to be nice and moisturised. And she should be feeling lovely and super soft and looking shiny and, you know, all the things you want. All the things you want. You know, right, darling, you look like a beautiful little princess. Oh, there we are. So, I'm just going to let that soak in for a little bit whilst I wash her face. There we go, darling. Just holding this and let it fall over because she should. She's going to close her eyes.
So now, another very important announcement. When you're grooming and bathing your dogs, you want to make sure you are giving them some lovely head massages. We want to make this experience the best possible because, I mean, not all dogs love it. I'm not going to lie, not all dogs are enjoying this experience. So we try and make it fun. We try and give them cuddles. We just try and make the whole thing as pleasurable as it can be so they are as happy as they can be when they next come in. And you know what, Molly here, she's just a very happy pooch, so that makes my life very, very easy.
So avoid getting it in the eyes, but you buy specific stuff, which means if it did go in the eyes, it wouldn't be an issue. But we obviously want to avoid it, don't we, darling? So it's time to get thoroughly rinsed because we don't really want any shampoo or conditioner left in it because that means the trim could be worse because it's a bit clumpy and whatnot. So you want it just to be clean, free of anything possible. And that allows you to get the nicest finish. Camera. There we are. Now it's time to dry you off. Now that we are finally dry, finally, my darling, we can now sort out that rough clip and give her a nice trim. So, for a spaniel, I will use my 7/8 blade because that gives a nice short look, which you want in these sporting dogs. Isn't that right, sweetheart? So, oh, I'll lift my clippers over there. I shall go and grab them. Whoop-ah. Let's get going. Let's get going.
When I trim spaniels, I start from the occiput or the occipital bone. That is the hard bit at the back of the head, basically, and I work down the top line following the coat, because if you were to go against the coat, you'd go much shorter. If you started going at random angles, you'll basically put lines into that coat and it will look pretty dodgy, I'm not going to lie. So, I mean, you might have found this in the past. Please tell me if you've done this before. If you've decided to trim your dog but you've had no experience and you've just gone in and then you put random lines into the dog, because it's very possible. And especially if you've got spaniels with that coat, you can easily put lines. Even dog groomers do it. You see them and they've just got lines everywhere. I mean, I'm guilty myself. I've done it before.
Scissors, so that will leave a nice and natural finish, which is the kind of look you want. Well, I want on a spaniel. And I'm just going over the toe, in line with the toes. And just use a snipping. So I don't make any nasty lines across the foot. She's got a little knot in that one, so what I'm going to have to do is get in there with some straight. Firstly, I'm going to come off the front of her leg here. Brush it up. And look for.
When trimming spaniels, you want to get that nice natural finish. So everything I'm doing when I'm trimming with my scissors, I am following the natural shape of the dog.
I want to leave a little bit of feathering because, you know, she's a spaniel. We just want it to kind of fall off the back there. See? It's a bit heavy, so I'll take a bit more off. That looks nice.
When clearing out that chest area, it's important to hold the head up, because then there aren't going to be any skin folds which you might get caught in the blades, which would be not a nice experience to have for the dog especially, but for you it might be a little bit nasty. So make sure there's nothing in the way there. That would be preferred.
What do you say, darling?
And there you have it, one beautiful finished working Cocker Spaniel.
That is how we turn this little beautiful spaniel back into a spaniel, because you were a little bit fluffy. See you on the next one. Bye. You good girl. You pleased? You pleased?